At the Vatican, cardinals continue their meetings this morning ahead of the conclave to choose a new pope. A CBS News New York Times poll released this morning finds 74% of Catholic Americans are optimistic the new pope will be in touch with the needs of Catholics today. But that is a drop from 2005, just before Benedict was elected. The cardinals have taken an oath of secrecy, sex abuse, claims of corruption, and the future of the church are high on the agenda. But job one is electing a new leader. Alan Pizzi is at the Vatican. Alan, good morning.
Good morning. Well, by late today, all but one of the 115 voting cardinals are expected to be here, but there are already signs that the process to elect a new pope may take a little longer this time than it has in the recent past.
Some cardinals arriving today needed bodyguards to force their way through the waiting press just to get to the congregations, meetings to discuss the problems of the church and where it needs to go next. Canadian Cardinal Mark Willett says the search has widened.
There was a focus on Europe, obviously, for centuries and centuries, and that someday, I think someday it is to be expected that a pope would come from Asia, would come from Africa, would come from America. It wouldn't be a surprise. Nowadays, it wouldn't be a surprise.
The Sistine Chapel was formally closed to tourists today to prepare it for the secret vote, and special urns for the ballots were put on display. The cardinals may have to huddle there for longer than the 1.8 days they averaged over the last 6 conclaves.
I think we're just feeling our way right now in trying to determine what's the best way for us to proceed. Remember, there are many of us in this conclave who were not in the last one, so this is all uncharted water for many of us.
A recurring theme is the sex abuse scandals. Scotland's Cardinal Keith O'Brien has already recused himself from the conclave over charges of sexual misconduct, and the pressure group Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests wants more cardinals to do the same.
It's hard, I would think, for Catholics, and it certainly is hard for victims to have faith in this process, knowing that many of the men involved are morally compromised.
That's unlikely to happen, but several cardinals have said the problem has to feature high on the agenda of choosing a new pope.
The cardinals all seem to agree that the next pope will have to be both a good manager and a pastor. As religion writer and analyst Father Thomas Rees put it, they're looking for Jesus with an MBA. Charlie, Nora?
And Alan, what is this about an imposter trying to sneak into those secret talks?
It's one of those nifty little stories we like to get here. A chap put a purple scarf around his waist and wandered in, and he tried to disguise himself as a bishop. The Swiss guards didn't really notice him. They tend to salute anybody with a dog collar on, and he managed to get right up to where the cardinals were meeting and even talked to a couple of people before they noticed that, hey, this guy's not wearing the right hat and he doesn't have the right clothes on, so he was hustled out again, and apparently no harm done. But it was one of those little amusing things that lends a little lightness to an otherwise somber situation.
All right, Alan Pizzi, thank you.